Chapter 6, Section 7, Simple Interest. The objective of this lesson is to learn how to compute simple interest. Interest is the amount of money charged for borrowing or using money. When you deposit money into a savings account at a bank, you're paid interest by the bank. Simple interest is one type of fee paid for using money. To calculate simple interest, you can use this equation. I equals P times R times T. I stands for interest. P stands for principal. That's the initial amount borrowed or deposited. R stands for rate. Rate is going to be a percent. But when we use a percent in an equation, remember that that should be written as a decimal. T stands for time. This time is in years. So if we're given 6 years in the problem, our time would be 6. But if we are given 6 months in a problem, our time in years would be 0.5, half a year. One easy way to remember this equation is the term IPRT. I-P-R-T. IPRT. In this example, to buy a laptop computer, Elaine borrowed $2,000 for 3 years at an annual simple interest rate of 5%. How much interest will she pay if she pays the entire loan off at the end of the 3rd year? What is the total amount that she will repay? Let's go back into the problem and highlight, you can underline, important information that we may need to solve this problem. $2,000. $2,000 is what she borrowed. 3 years is a time. Simple interest rate of 5%. So 5% is our rate. How much interest will she pay if she pays the entire loan off at the end of the 3rd year? So 3rd year would be our time. We're also asked, what is the total amount that she will repay? Now remember, IPRT. We're going to use IPRT to solve this problem. So, on your paper, please write down these terms. Interest equals, principal equals, rate equals, and time in years equals. If we go back into the problem, interest. Interest is what we're trying to solve for, so we don't know what the interest is right now. Principal. What is the initial amount borrowed or deposited? $2,000. The rate, that's a percent. What is the simple interest rate in this problem? It's 5%. Now remember, we're not going to enter 5% with a percent sign into the equation. We're going to enter 5% as a decimal, so 0.05. Time in years would be 3. Let's start filling in our equation. Interest is what we don't know, will equal, principal would be $2,000. I'm going to multiply that by the rate of 0.05. We need to multiply that by time, and the time is 3 years. Please calculate this and write down your answer for the interest. We're not only supposed to solve just for interest, but the second question is, what is the total amount that she will repay? The total amount is going to be the interest plus the principal. So, let's write down the calculated interest. We need to add that to the principal, the initial amount borrowed, and that will equal our total amount. Please fill in these blanks and solve the problem.